Hello and welcome back to my Let's Play of Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2. Alright, so in the last episode we talked to our quote-unquote protocol droid, the HK unit, and from him we got the maintenance officer override code for the maintenance terminal, which will allow us to go out this airlock using the spacesuit we just picked up out of the storage locker. The spacesuit will automatically equip, so it's not something we need to worry about. Not like we don't put it on and then we die. Otherwise, containment field preventing us from getting to the hangar. Fuel pipes down there where T3 was seen on the security camera. Our protocol droid had no idea how we got down there. Alright, so now let's head out the airlock outer door, and our goal now is to get to the dormitories to find any and rescue any living miners that might still be on the station. And now we are outside of the Paragus mining facility. This spacesuit, I believe it's the same one from the first KOTOR game, where you go underwater on the Kolto planet. Fortunately, they did speed up the walking animations to the point where it looks a little goofy, but in that game, you moved pretty slow. There's Paragus, as you can see, with a few asteroids floating around. Look a lot more impressive in the cutscene. Those hoses right there are fuel lines for any docking ships. This is just an outdoor walkway, and there seems to be some sort of fire or jets of fire blowing right across the path where we need to walk. Fortunately, it did not damage us since we stayed on the outer edge. That other docking arm, we went up here and fought some droids, that kind of passenger terminal looking area. And now we can see the comm blister. There's Atten, so this is the administration level.
That's about time. I lost your signal after you left the mining tunnels. Now you're coming in clear.
Except I'm picking you up on the exterior of the facility, on the asteroid's surface. That can't be right.
Just look in front of you, dude. I'm right outside the window.
Huh? What are you doing out there?
You need to reach the miner's dormitory section. It's the only way to get there. When you make yourselves useful and shut down the venting system before I'm burned alive, just take a relaxing walk.
You're crazy, even for a Jedi. Look, you need to get out of there, quick.
What do you mean?
What little is left of the facility's venting systems have gone active, most likely from the explosions in the mining tunnels. They're venting Paragus fuel deposits into space through the exterior vents, right in your path.
Seems like a good question considering our current situation.
Well, that's just it. They're not supposed to be active when the airlock's open, and not without the safety measures kicking in. The vents look like they've been purposely rerouted to vent the gases to the exterior. And only in the last few minutes. It's almost as if... Now what now? I don't believe this. There's a ship coming in, sending a docking code. I have a bad feeling about this.
It's that Star Wars line. Doesn't look too good. And there's a guy from the cover of the box. Looks like they tried to fake us out. I think he's here to help us after all. We do know from the KOTOR 1 that those are, in fact, Republic uniforms. In the ship, I believe if it's not the same model, it's very similar to the Endar Spire, the ship we woke up on in KOTOR 1. Contextual clues is telling me this might be a bad guy. With all the dead bodies, the ghost ship, dude with all the scars. I don't like to judge anyone by stereotypes, but he strikes me as pretty evil. Game minimized itself there for some reason. I apologize. Bring it in nice and steady. I'm assuming there's some sort of automated docking program that's doing this, and the dude's just not flying it with the force or whatever.
He has come.
Again, a little ominous. The cryptic force telepath warnings. Right, so earlier we heard several times can't access the hangar via the pipes, or the fuel lines are shut down unless while the ship is not docked, and lo and behold, we've got a ship docked here now. An extreme method of hangar access. Okay, so we'll continue on. Again, just making our way to the dormitories. The first time I played this original Xbox, a long time ago, I did get a little sense of vertigo, just feeling like I was standing on the edge of absolute nothing. Like, oh, I'd fall down. Of course, you wouldn't just fall off, you'd probably float off. Seeing as how, I mean, while there is gravity in space, we're, you know, falling at the same rate as everything else, blah, blah, blah. Physics, frame of reference. Other things I don't understand. So as Adam said, this gas gen is venting. You know, we walk out the airlock and we see it venting. You might assume that it's always like that, but apparently it was activated very recently, like about the time the airlock was open. Almost as if someone is trying to get us to stay in the maintenance bay and just sit tight. Okay, we are back inside dormitory and more murder bots. Sure, this bodes well for any miners that were trapped here. Let's go ahead and turn on our. We'll also hit our speed to raise our defense since we are in combat. And then while our speed is active, you get this fast-moving motion blur. It does help on some of the larger sections with the exploring and the running back and forth. Alright. Plasteel cylinder. Rakatan band. It's creepy. Let's see what the Rakatan band does. So it is headgear. Wisdom +1. Not usable by Wookiees. Simple device improves the wearer's ability to perceive the reality of their surroundings. The origin behind the item's name is unknown. But rumor has it that these bands were constructed as a defense against ancient species of alien deceivers who made absurd claims of dominance concerning their role in the galaxy. It is said these species of lying primitives went so far as to take credit for almost every major event in galactic history since the discovery of hyperdrive. So just a species of habitual liars or compulsive liars. Interesting. Well, I didn't even realize we lost our originally equipped progress mining shield since it only has 3 uses. That makes sense. The energy shield has 5 uses and 20 more points of damage. All these are specifically for heat. So we'll go ahead and equip a mining shield. Or an energy shield, sorry. We'll go ahead and do 2 of them, just in case one runs out. Still no gloves yet. We're just a master at this sword fighting thing. Failure. We'll try it again. Got it. And here's our workbench. Using the Q and E keys to help cycle through which of these are actually interactable. So I hit Q, that takes me to the next one, so that I know that these aren't. You can sometimes tell with the coloration of the object, but not always. Yeah, so that should be everything. And in a workbench. We already put our underlay on. I think we got another underlay, but it's the same type, the environmental, whatchamacallit, storage log, components and chemicals. Now the fire suppressions have gone active. I can't even make it to the dormitory section. I watched the turrets turn their carbonite freeze rays on Maven before he even got halfway across the room. Fortunately, their range doesn't seem to go beyond the room itself, so I was able to remain safe in the corridor, but I didn't have any ranged weapons to take them out from a distance. And I didn't have a stealth field generator to sneak across the room. Hint, hint. Tried unlocking the storage room to see if there are any cold resistant items or grenades I could use, but the door was sealed from the lockdown. I don't know enough about security systems to open it. I don't have a sonic charge to blow open the door. Hint, hint, hint. Still, as long as droids don't make it into the section, I should be alright. Clearly that worked out for him. So automated fire extinguisher. These are basically turrets, but within the context of the game they are fire suppression systems. And they use these carbonite rays that can stun you. So we'll try and get over here real quick while it's stunned. So it's dead. We'll hit this one with another stun just to keep it down. And then go in for the kill. Cool. That was easy. Go ahead and disable a couple mines. Little frost effect, broken droid. Your murder bot stun and go in for the kill. So fire suppression droid carries a carbonite ray, so it can at times shoot you with that. Sometimes it can stun you, like you'll get frozen up and you'll basically get stunned. It also cancels out any attack items in your queue, so it can be a little frustrating. Alright, burning through these early levels. Let's go ahead and do that now. So you can see we've taken some damage and wait for it. Alright. Repair and wilderness. Please ignore my phone. Powers, still can't get the physical block. Can't get level 2 of anything yet, so we'll go ahead and go with the stun. Since eventually we will be fighting non-droids. And this will be useful for that. So our vitality has gone back up to normal, but our force points have still remained depleted until we're getting that blue cloud effect. Alright. I'm going to explore further and then probably come back to that console. I just want to make sure I've taken care of all the enemies and explored as much of the map as I can. Go ahead and go after these. So that was the carbonite blast. Now he's trying to attack this. So you can see every time you get hit by it, it Yeah, I'm in a bad spot. I'm trying to run out of the room. Stop. Stop doing that, you idiot. Alright, just kill this robot. Oh, man. See if, nope. Alright, got to get the other one then. Nope, we're gonna get out of here. So we can't draw out the repair droid, get out of range of the carbonite rays. It is a little frustrating when they keep canceling your attacks on you. Ah! Stop it! Okay. Let's see if we can get that maintenance droid. You wait for our force to regenerate a little bit. Maybe so at least we can get a stun droid attack. Take a sip of coffee real quick. Alright, stunned. See if we can get a couple attacks in on it before the... Oh. There we go. Now it's dead. I was hoping this guy would come over and fight us over here. Doesn't look like he's going to. Let's cancel combat so we can regenerate our force a little bit faster, so we can get a couple stun droids in. Probably go ahead and activate this before we head in as well, just to get a little bit of extra defense. We'll just wait till it hits 60. I don't want to stay in here forever. Doesn't make for an engaging video. Alright. Burst of speed. And attack. Oh, dang it. So I guess that other one died. Go ahead and attack this. See if we get one. No, I'm frozen. Ah! Just queue up attacks. Keep that sword swinging. We'll get him eventually. Not doing a whole lot of damage to me. Fortunately, my shield is stayed active. Alright, it's down. Get this one. We can just hit it. I think it's a little easier to kill than the, There we go. It's one. Nope. There, dead. And just final one. Finish it. Done. Awesome. Okay. Need just some more droids. Go ahead and wipe them all out. So, Phantom Menace. They're starting to whittle down my health a little bit. Sometimes it's easier if you manually walk over to where your opponent is before clicking on the attack. If you click the attack button, your character should walk over there. Sometimes the pathfinding get a lot. Sometimes it can freeze up a little bit. No pun intended. Trying to figure out, it's like it'll just stand there. So sometimes you want to manually just walk him over until he's in melee range, and then start spamming the attack buttons. Got a breath mask, that'll be pretty important, and a datapad mess hall log. I swear they're never going to get around to fixing the ventilation systems and the food process back up again the next time the fumes start flooding mess hall. I'll be dead rather than just nauseous. I'll keep the breath mask here just in case we have a repeat incident. Let me see some strong spices they're using in the food if it's making actually lethal gas. Alright. Got all the survival kits. Stuff on the body. Got a guide on beacon and another data pad. I think a beacon is just a, we'll look at it, it's a melee weapon. Got another lecture about contraband today. Security hasn't started doing spot checks of our quarters yet, so my cache in the lower bunk of my room in the eastern dormitory should be safe. You won't even know it's there unless you look for it. It's a good thing you put very specific directions to your cache of illegal goods in a data pad. Quarter came around again asking if I had any special cargo to sell, but I was getting a bad feeling about how he's asking, so I stayed quiet about my stash. I'm going to keep this blaster I smuggled from Telos and a few grenades there just in case things get rough. Only benefit to having a room furthest from the door, so I should buy me enough time to dump the contraband if security does a surprise inspection. I don't know if you have even if you had a toilet in your room, I don't know how you're going to dump a blaster and some grenades. At least that quickly, but I don't know. I don't have a blast rifle or grenade, so I've never tried it. Neural band, another headgear. Will +2, saves will +2. Developed after the XR Kun War, this item bolsters willpower of the user by electrically reinforcing establishmental patterns. Republic troops call it Little Shocky. Interesting. I'm not 100% sure what the difference is between saves, will +2, and then just wisdom plus... Oh, sorry. I was getting will and wisdom mixed up. Never mind. We'll leave it on wisdom since that helps out with our force powers. And then we got our second melee weapon. Guide on beacon, damage physical 1 to 6, critical threat 20 to 20 times 2. Miners use beacons to stake claim on asteroids. It can double as a battle staff, and an anchoring pike on the tip can be used to slash opponents. I'm gonna stay with our vibro cutter for the time being. Oh, there's Corda. Looks like things worked out for him. Miner log. Has to be plugged into a holo reader to play back the contents. We'll, Mandalorian melee shield. These are pretty decent melee shields as opposed to energy shields. And a mining laser. Shields, money, lasers. So it looks like we had our little team of kidnappers trying to get us off the station. Sell us the exchange met an unfortunate fate. Oh. Hit us with a sonic grenade. These robots are hard to stun. Alright, looks like another storage room. Try it again. Alright, in Q and E, get nothing. Maybe there's something over here. Yes. Alright, just some basic supplies. Most sections of the map in this game, like hub worlds or longer, I want to say dungeon sections, but the combat areas typically provide you with a workbench at a lab station. See, work assignment console, primary functions offline. We're trying to get into the dormitory area so we could destroy the console. Which be, if we didn't have these, we couldn't. Since we have a higher repair skill, go ahead and use repair parts. Duty logs, nothing more long list work assignments, number of miners available for duty decreasing over the past 3 days, citing several medbay logs. Remote cameras, mess hall, we were just there. Dormitory west, that doesn't look good. We can shut down the ventilation system when spike. Looks like the miners had dormitory, they're dead or unconscious, and the gas you see on the screen looks toxic. See, we do have 2 spikes, so we can go ahead and, just in case anyone's still alive, although since we can see their spines and rib cages, probably not. East, more dead bodies. But the point you guys look has been shut off. That's good. That's where Corda is, more dead bodies. And that's it for cameras. Comm system, no sound coming from the dormitories. If you didn't shut down the gas, then this would say you only hear like a faint hiss or something. So I do like those little details that change. All right, so we'll end the emergency lockdown just to open the door. And we did that. All right, that's it. Shutting down the. So we have this this breath mask that would allow you to traverse the dormitories since it's full of poison. With this on, and you wouldn't get poisoned. So that's another alternative if you didn't have the spike to shut down the gas. But shutting down the gas, I believe, you use a computer spike, but it does give you a little bit more experience. And what looks like guard robots to keep these miners in the dormitory. So this is the Western Dormitory. Administration Officer Corpse. Doesn't look good. Another hollow recorder necessary. The log terminal, we'll come back to that once we get all the hollow recordings. There's quite a few. So let's explore. These are mods for our ranged weapons. Okay, nope. This one we can get in. Zabrak Vibroblade. So this is fully upgradable. Bonus, it gives you the bonus feat melee, finesse melee weapons. Though believed to be constructed by Zabrak, this Vibroblade is rarely used by them. The Zabrak feel their combat skills sufficient to make the weapon's fine balance irrelevant. Small size makes this a good offhand weapon. Vibroblades are rare. Use a rare Cortosis weave to prevent lightsaber sparring damage, allowing traditional swordplay to continue in the time of Jedi and Sith. Cool. So we'll go ahead and equip this. We'll keep rocking the one-handed weapons for now. Maybe at some point when we get that two-handed feat. We can use two-handed weapons, but we do suffer that penalty. I don't know if it's worth it or not. Maybe you still can output more damage with two-handed, and that even with the negative modifiers to your attack and defense. Alright, and this broken door, our only option is to sonic mine it. to open it, which skill too low, so we cannot. I don't even think with the plasma torch we can't even bash it open. Actually, since let's see, we have a 3 of demolitions right now. Since safety armors give us a +1, is there anything that raises our demolition? I don't think so. I'll put these on insulated gloves, but they don't raise our demolition. Yeah. Doesn't look like there's any other way to raise our demolitions and that I'm aware of. Maybe I'm missing something with some sort of... But oh well. It's over the east side. Oh, murder bot. Here we go. And one more. Got it. So this one is broken. Can we repair parts? We got some components, so that's good. Another SD belt and a droid oxidizer, which is a ranged weapon that's just good. Does extra damage against droids. And refresher. Oh, got a log. Has to be plugged in. Some more med packs. Dock officer corpse. Parts in a log. Energy shield. Awesome. I'm gonna guess our skill's too low. Yep. It's too bad. The only thing we're most likely missing out on, I don't think there's any story beats in there behind those locked doors. That we're missing out on. Sorry, just maybe some extra items, med packs, blaster parts, things like that. Alright, we're gonna head over to the exit to turbo lift to the administration level where Corda and his party were killed. And then we'll end the episode here. Next episode, we'll be looking to solve the riddle of the dormitories, since we have to find the code sequence. Now we can slice the computer, we can destroy it to open, but I prefer to figure out, you know, it's a puzzle, it's a numbers game. You gotta put all the pieces together from all the logs we found. So we're gonna do that starting in next episode. So until then, thank you for joining me. I hope you're having a good time. I'll see you next time. Bye.